Hello friends, my name is Vikas.
So friends, we have an app by the name AffairsCloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. This app is a one-stop solution to all the students who are burning the midnight oil to grab a government job. If you can see, once you have downloaded the app, you can go and log in through the Gmail ID or your Google ID. Once you are logged in, you will be transferred to this page. Here you can see various options about the courses that you have purchased and various courses that are offered by AffairsCloud. In our courses, we offer current affairs on daily basis, on monthly basis, on weekly basis in bilingual language, that is both in English as well as in Hindi. We provide you current affairs on daily basis, weekly basis and monthly basis. If you see closely here, we provide you current affairs in quiz formats. Daily 20 questions quiz will be provided to you. We will be providing you with PDF of current affairs of that particular day, and current affairs as well as the questions will be provided to you on the YouTube channel, on our AffairsCloud YouTube channel, where you can go and revise the current affairs also. Similarly, for weekly, every week you will be provided with 50 questions quiz, questions current affair related to your MCQs of compiled of that particular week, as well as a PDF containing the compiled news, compiled articles of that particular week. And similar goes for your monthly, that you will be provided with whole compiled current affairs of that particular month. That will be very helpful to you, and you will be getting a top 100 question answers PDF of that particular month also. All this material will be provided to you in our courses, which you can go and check on the application. Similarly, as I told you, we are bilingual. We provide you both Hindi as well as English also. All the content that I mentioned earlier, that will be providing daily, weekly and monthly, they will be provided to you in English as well as in Hindi also.
So friends, in today's video, we will be discussing important current affairs of the first week of May. This session will be very helpful to you, so do pay attention till the end. And I have mentioned you, if you are making notes on daily basis, I suggest you all to take your notes out, just go through them once, pause the video, go through them once, and then start attempting these questions. Because if you have once revised those current affairs, those notes that you make on daily basis, now will be the time to revise them. And after that, see that change, see the difference in your preparation, because you will be knowing each and every question, and answering them before I answer it will be very useful to you. Let's start. First question: SBM Urban 2.0 initiative under which ministry? What is SPM, Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0? This was launched under which ministry? Remember, the phase 1 of this Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0 was launched in the year 2014. And the question asked here is, which is the responsible ministry? It is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. That is your option 5. The objective of this framework is to strengthen the ongoing Jan Andolan, that is the mass movement for making garbage free cities. Alright, BAGE. This, to make garbage free cities, is related to urban. Alright. So what was the aim? To make cities garbage free. This urban Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0 was launched, and the first phase of this was launched in the year 2014, and the responsible ministry is this. Next question: at what percentage micro enterprises will receive subsidies in their businesses under the Z certification scheme? I repeat, at what percent of micro enterprise will receive subsidies in their businesses under the Z certification scheme? If you remember Z certification scheme, then this was specifically for providing subsidies to MSME sector. There was various subsidies. Go check our video that we did on it. But before, in this question, here we will be discussing the subsidies that will be provided to here micro enterprise. There are 3 enterprises: micro, small and medium, that is MSME. So for micro, the percentage was 80% subsidy, for small it was 60% subsidy, and for medium it was 50% subsidy. So the correct option here becomes option 2nd. Next, in ONDC, what does O stands for? What is ONDC? ONDC stands for Open Network and Digital Commerce. I repeat, open network and digital commerce. This is your ONDC. But what is ONDC? Indian government decided to launch e-commerce platform. This is an e-commerce platform, that is ONDC, to onboard local kirana stores across 100 cities in 6 months. All right, it is an e-commerce platform to onboard local kirana stores, across 100 cities in the 6 month. And here ONDC stands for open network and digital commerce. What is this ONDC? It is an e-commerce platform. It was launched by the government of India, and it is to onboard local kirana stores, that is in 100 cities, in the how much time period? In 6 months. If I ask you, where was the first gene bank project launched in India? It was to conserve the biodiversity. It was launched in Maharashtra. Where was it launched? In Maharashtra. Then if I ask you, Semicon India conference was held where? It was held in Bengaluru. And it was inaugurated by whom? PM Narendra Modi ji inaugurated this Semicon India 2022 that was held at Bengaluru. Next, we are talking about first digital product, that is your to provide customers with instant loan. That is for instant loan. I repeat, we are talking about first digital product of the bank that will be providing instant loan and pre-approved personal loans. Which is the facility or which is the bank that is providing this first digital product that will be providing instant loan and pre-approved personal loans? It is your Indian Bank. So Indian Bank is the bank that has recently launched its first digital product for providing pre-approved personal loans under the project WAVE. This is important here. What is WAVE? WAVE is your World of Advanced Virtual Experience. Under this project WAVE, Indian Bank has provided their first digital product that will be providing pre-approved personal loans and instant loans. It is your which bank? Indian Bank. Next we are talking about nation's first ethanol plant, or you can say nation's or India's first ethanol plant. This nation's first ethanol plant is inaugurated where? In Purnia. And Purnia is in Bihar. Who inaugurated it? The Chief Minister of Bihar inaugurated this India's first ethanol plant in Purnia, and it was inaugurated by the Chief Minister of Bihar. He is Nitish Kumar. Then if I ask you, Mega Health Festival, where was this conducted? Mega Health Festival. Where was this conducted? In Puducherry. Next, if I ask you, recently Haryana government will build a stadium in whose hometown? Haryana government will be building a stadium in the hometown of Neeraj Chopra, who won gold medal at Tokyo Olympic Games. Next, if question asked to is, recently Mia Ka Bada railway station was renamed to what? Mia Ka Bada. This was the name of the railway station. And where is this railway station located? It is in Rajasthan. Now the question asked is, this railway station was renamed to what? It was renamed to Mahesh Nagar Halt. Next question. The Star 9 Mobility Private Limited bought the 51% entire stake of the Government of India in Pawan Hans Limited for how much amount? So remember, recently Star 9 Mobility Private Limited bought this 51% stake of the Government of India in Pawan Hans Limited for 211.14 crore rupees. Alright. Next, which Indian airline became the first in Asia to use satellite-based landing procedure SBAS used Gagan system? How this question, what are the things you need to remember here? First, Gagan system. What is this Gagan system? It is a SBAS, that is your satellite based landing procedure or satellite based system. Alright, this Which is the first airline that became the first in Asia to use this satellite based navigation system by the name Gagan? It is indigenously developed, that means it is an Indian navigation system, and this navigation system was used to land a passenger aircraft in Kishangarh. And where is this Kishangarh? This Kishangarh is located at which state? It is in Rajasthan. So this is the information you need to remember here. And which was this aircraft? If we talk now, it was your Indigo aircraft. So Indigo airline became the first airline in Asia that used a Indian indigenous navigation system Gagan, that is based on a satellite based landing procedures that was used to land a passenger aircraft at Kishangarh airport, that is located at in which state? In Rajasthan. Next, through which launch vehicle ISRO's Gagan mission is to launch the first uncrewed module into 170 by 408 kilometer orbit by 2023? I repeat, GSLV MK3. This is the name of the launch vehicle of ISRO's Gaganyaan mission that will be launching the first uncrewed module into this kilometer orbit by 2023. That is your GSLV. If we are talking about this, the full form of GSLV, it stands for Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle Mark III, or this is a human related launch vehicle that will be launched by orbit in 2023. Then if I ask Operation Satark, SATARK, this Operation Satark was launched by which force? It was launched by Railway Protection Force. It was to stop human trafficking. All right, it was launched by Railway Protection Force and it was launched from 5th to 30th of April. Next, Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways is set to build India's first indigenous hydrogen fueled electric vessel at dash. This India's first indigenous hydrogen fueled electric vessel is to be built at Cochin Shipyards Limited. It is to be built at CSL, that is your Cochin Shipyards Limited. Highly important, pay attention. Which is the ministry related to this? It is Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways. This hydrogen fuel vessel based on the low temperature proton exchange membrane technology called the fuel cell electric vessel, that is FCEV, is expected to cost around 17.5 crore rupees. This CSL, that is your Cochin Shipyard Limited, has partnered with KPIT Technologies Limited and Indian developers in the areas of hydrogen fuel cells. So next question is, which was the Indian naval ship that delivered critical medical aid to Sri Lanka under the mission Sagar IX? So it was your INS Gadial that delivered the critical medical aid to Sri Lanka under the mission Sagar IX. Alright, next, if I ask you, recently India's first tribal health observatory was set up at dash location. This was set up at Odisha. I repeat, India's first tribal health observatory is launched at Odisha. Then next question, vehicle movement tracking system. Who launched this vehicle movement tracking system? It was launched by Haryana. I repeat, who launched this vehicle movement tracking system? It was launched by Haryana. What was the reason for this vehicle movement tracking system? It was launched to track the movement of sand and other mining vehicles. To track their movement. This vehicle movement tracking system was launched by which state? Haryana. Next, a direct benefit transfer specifically for organic farmers. This scheme was launched by Manipur. Who is the Chief Minister of Manipur? He is Biren Singh. Then remember, which was the first state, or which state became the top state with, or which became the first state to reach 10 gigawatt of solar energy? I repeat, which is the first state to reach the target of 10 gigawatt of solar energy? It is Rajasthan. Next question, indigenous aircraft carrier was constructed by which company? I repeat, indigenous aircraft carrier was constructed by which company? This was IAC was also constructed by Cochin Shipyards Limited. So two things you need to remember regarding the Cochin Shipyard Limited. One is the indigenous aircraft carrier, and second is which is this CSL Cochin Shipyard Limited is the company that will be developing the indigenous hydrogen fueled electric vessel that is on FCEV, that is based on fuel cell electric vehicle. So indigenous aircraft carrier was constructed by which company? Cochin Shipyard Limited. And indigenous first indigenous hydrogen fueled electric vessel will also be developed by whom? Cochin Shipyards Limited. So these two questions you need to pay attention, both are important. If we are talking about this indigenous aircraft carrier, this will cost around 23,000 crore rupees, and this is 262 meters long, 62 meters wide, and it has a height of 59 meters. Alright, next. Name the Indian insurance company that recently became the signatory to the United Nations supported principles for responsible investment, that is for PRI. I repeat, name the Indian insurance company that recently became the signatory to the United Nations supported principles for responsible investment. Which was the company? It was your HDFC Life Insurance. HDFC Life Insurance recently joined the United Nations backed principle for responsible environment, that is PRI, affirming its commitment to long-term value creation and sustainable growth. So correct option is HDFC. Next, name the bank that recently launched the first digital product pre-approved personal loans under the project World Advanced Virtual Experience, that is your WAVE. We have done this question under WAVE. Which bank recently launched a digital product that will approve that has or that is providing a digital product that is instant loans and pre-approved personal loans? It is your Indian Bank. Which is the bank? It is your Indian Bank. Next question. In May, IRDAI, that is your Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, has increased the invest limit of the insurance companies to invest in the financial sector to, earlier it was 25%, now it has been increased to 30%. And this increase was done by whom? IRDAI. Next question. Next, if I ask you, recently, Statue of Unity was included into the 8 wonders of SEO list. Important question. Pay attention. Next, if I ask you, recently, World Press Freedom Index was released. World Press Freedom Index was released for the year 2022. What is the rank of India here? India's rank was 115th in the World Press Freedom Index, and rank 1 was of which country? The country that topped here was Norway. I repeat, World Press Freedom Index 2022, the rank of India was 150 and Norway topped into this index. Then a report was released by Chain Analysis. Chain Analysis stated that if we are talking about cryptocurrency, so the profit made in the cryptocurrency, the profits, or we call gains in terms of trading. Then if we are talking about these games, remember, which is the country that had the most number of gains in cryptocurrency for the year 2021? It was your United States of America. At what rank did India stand in the terms of crypto gains? According to Chain Analysis for the year 2021, it is 21. So remember, rank of India was 21 in terms of crypto gains in 2021, and it was topped by United States of America, and this data was released by Chain Analysis. Next, Anshul Swamy was appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of which small finance bank? Anshul Swamy, he was appointed as the MD and CEO of Shivalik Small Finance Bank. He will be replacing whom, or he will be succeeding whom? Suvir Kumar Gupta. He will be succeeding whom? Suvir Kumar Gupta. Next question. Who was recently appointed as the additional charge, or who was appointed to the post as the additional charge of the chairman of CBDT? Who has been given the additional charge of CBDT? Sangeeta Singh. Sangeeta Singh has been given as the additional charge of chairman of CBDT. Recently, as of now, she was appointed as the incumbent chairman of the Direct Tax Administration body, that is CBDT, Central Board of Direct Taxes. She is Sangeeta Singh. Next question. Name the Indian badminton player who recently won the bronze medal in the women's singles at the 39th edition of the 2022 Badminton Asia Championship that was held in Manila, Philippines. I repeat, name the Indian badminton player who has recently won bronze medal in the women's single at the 39th edition of the Badminton Asia Championship that was held in Manila, Philippines. So who is she? She is the badminton player and she is PV Sindhu. She won bronze medal. Alright. Then if we are talking about Philippines, if you remember, this was the first country that was procuring BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles from India, which is a joint venture of India and Russia. Next, when was the first International Labour Day observed across the globe? It was on 1st of May 1890 that we observed the first International Labour Day across the globe. It was 1st of May 1890. Then if we are talking about International Labour Organization, remember recently Gilbert Hongbo has been appointed as the 11th Director General of ILO. Who we are talking about? Gilbert Hongbo. Gilbert Hongbo. He has been appointed as the 11th Director General of International Labour Organization. Why he is important? Because he is the first African also. First African to be appointed as the Director General of International Labour Organization. Next, Hareli is the harvest festival of which state? Hareli is the harvest festival of Chhattisgarh. Who is the governor of Chhattisgarh? Anusuya Uike is the current governor of Chhattisgarh. Then, if we talk about some dances of Chhattisgarh, such as Panthi dance, Raut Nach, and Gendi. These are the three dances of Chhattisgarh state. Then festival, Hareli festival, that is the harvest festival that is observed in which month? In the month of July. And the first fruit festival also, remember, first fruit festival, it is Parad. Moving on. If I ask you now, tell me THE impact ranking, Times Higher Education impact ranking for the year 2022. Who topped this? It was topped by Australia, and India stood at 4th position. India stood at which position? 4th position. Then recently there was a report, that is State of the World Forest Report. State of the World Forest Report for the year 2022 that was released by United Nations FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization. This report stated that total forest area on earth lost in 30 years is around 10%. That means earth has lost around 10% of the forest area in the last 30 years. Next, in which country is the Museum of the Future located? This Museum of the Future is located at Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Also, a museum for our former Prime Ministers was also inaugurated in which state? It is located in New Delhi. This is also important. Then first IIT outside India, where this will be built? In UAE. First paperless government is of Dubai. Also one more question related to UAE, that it was put it into the FATF's grey list. And if we are talking about FATF, this was put in grey list. And if we are talking about FATF, who is the head of FATF or who is the president of FATF as of now? He is the, or you can say he became the first Singaporean to be appointed the head of FATF. He is T. Raja Kumar. Next, which organization recently plans to shut down the Sophia telescope that confirmed the presence of water on moon? I repeat, Sophia. is a telescope of which organization? It is asking indirectly. It is of NASA. So Sophia is the question, can also be asked in such a way that name the telescope that confirmed the presence of water on moon. It confirmed the presence of water on moon, and this was launched. This project is now being planned to shut down by which organization? By NASA. Next is India's first greenfield grain-based ethanol plant. Grain-based ethanol plant. So this first greenfield grain-based ethanol production plant was inaugurated where? It was inaugurated in Bihar. Who is the Chief Minister of Bihar? Nitish Kumar inaugurated this first green-based ethanol production plant in Bihar, and that too in Purnia. Alright, this will help to cut down the cost of petrol while also creating jobs. This plant will produce around 65,000 of liter of ethanol per day. So correct option is option third. Next, which organization recently approved $47 million project to support the government of India's mission Karmyogi program to strengthen the civil service capacity? I repeat, which organization? It is your World Bank that has recently approved $47 million project to support the government of India's mission Karmyogi program to strengthen the civil service capacity. It is your World Bank. This loan from the International Bank for IRBD, remember World Bank's department IBRD, that is your International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, has final maturity of 11 years within a 4.5 years of grace period. Next, who was recently appointed as an ex officio member of the Monetary Policy Committee by the Reserve Bank of India board? He is Rajiv Ranjan. Rajiv Ranjan has been appointed as the ex officio member of the Monetary Policy Committee by the Reserve Bank of Indian board. All right, Rajiv Ranjan, remember this. This approval was announced during the 595th meeting of the Central Board of Directors of RBI under the chairmanship of Shaktikant Das. Correct answer is Rajiv Ranjan. Next, if I ask you, India's first flow chemistry technology hub. India's first flow chemistry technology hub is set up at Hyderabad. Alright, it is set up at Hyderabad. Next, if I ask you question, tell me who has been appointed as the vice chairperson? Who has been appointed as the vice Chief of Indian Army? Vice Chief of Indian Army. He is Lieutenant General B.S. Raju. Lieutenant General B.S. Raju has been appointed as the Vice Chief of Indian Army. Next, who has been appointed as the CEO of JioSaavn? That is a mobile application for music. Who has been appointed as the CEO of JioSaavn? Sahas Malhotra. Sahas Malhotra. Alright. Then one more question related to appointment, that first ever CTO, that is your Chief Technical Officer of CIA. He is Nand Mulchandani. He has been appointed as the first CTO, that is your Chief Technical Officer of CIA. Next, name the fast patrol vessel that was launched by the Indian Coast Guard. The fast patrol vessel that was launched by the ICG, that is your Indian Coast Guard, is your Kamla Devi. This fast patrol vessel was named Kamla Devi. Its name is Yard 2118. Kamla Devi, this was named in the honor of a social reformer and a freedom fighter, Kamla Devi Chattopadhyay, alright, from West Bengal. And this is the fifth in the series of 5 fast patrol vessel that was inaugurated, that was launched by Indian Coast Guard. Then if asked, this Kamla Devi has been built by whom? It has been built by Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited, that is your GRSE. Next, NOAR. What does R stands for? NOAR, remember Government of India recently launched this NOAR website to promote open access in the power sector. To promote open access in the power sector, this NOAR was launched. And what is the full form of NOAR? This stands for National Open Access Registry. National Open Access Registry. So R stands for registry here. This NOAR is a integrated single window electronic platform for the electronic processing of short-term open access applications that is accessible to all power sector stakeholders. All right. So NOAR stands for National Open Access Registry. Next, when was World Press Freedom Day 2022 observed across the globe by the United Nations with the theme of journalism under digital siege? I repeat, when was World Press Freedom Day observed? It was on 3rd of May that we observed the World Press Freedom Day, and the theme of this was, this is important, pay attention, remember the theme, journalism under digital siege. So correct option is option 5, 3rd of May. All right. Next. In March, Dash joined the East African Community EAC as the 7th partner state. I repeat, Congo joined the East African Community as the 7th partner state. Alright, this EAC, East African Community, is a regional intergovernmental organization of 6 states comprising Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, South Sudan, Tanzania and Uganda, with its headquarters at Tanzania. Alright, and now as the 7th partner also Congo has joined. So how many members are there now? 7 members. Earlier there were 6. Next, so correct option here is option 3rd. Next, name the operation that was recently launched by the Railway Police Force to take action against the transport of illegal items. We discussed this question just a minute before. It was your Operation Satark. Alright, it was launched by Railway Protection Force. It was basically for transport of illegal items and human trafficking also. In this, under this, remember, around 1500 children were saved by the Railway Protection Force last 2 to 3 years. Alright, they have been working and they have saved around 1500 children from being trafficked, that is being sold for labor purposes to different locations. So now this Operation Satark was launched, that was launched by Railway Protection Force. Alright, this focused effort under the Operation Satark was launched from 5th of April to 30th of April. Remember this. This particular Operation Satark was launched from April 5th to 30th, but before this, as I told you, many operations were conducted by the Railway Protection Force and they have seized multiple amount of goods also, as well as they have saved around 1500 to 2000 children for being trafficked, for being smuggled to different location or being sold from one location to other. Next, if I ask you who has been appointed as advisor to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he is Tarun Kapoor. Then, if I ask you recently who has won the Whitley Gold Award, who won the Whitley Gold Award? He is a snow leopard expert. He is a snow leopard expert, Charudat Mishra. Charudat Mishra. He has been appointed, or he has won the Whitley Gold Award, and he is a snow leopard expert, Charudat Mishra. Then recently, which tunnel has won the best infrastructure project? That is your IBC award. IBC is your best infrastructure project award that was given by IBC. IBC is your Indian Building Congress. So IBC gave your best infrastructure award to whom? It was given to Atal Tunnel. And Atal Tunnel is being developed by BRO, or that was developed by Border Road Organization. Then if we are talking about Border Road Organization, recently they have built the world's highest tunnel, where this was built at Shinkula Pass. Shinkula Pass, this will be connecting Himachal Pradesh to Ladakh. Next, as per the 20th World Press Freedom Index, released by Reporters Without Borders, that is your RSF, India secured what rank? India secured 105th rank out of 180 countries, and this was topped by Norway. Next, which of the following country has not signed the Declaration for the Future of the Internet in April 2022? So, I repeat, which of the following country has not signed the Declaration of the Future of the Internet? It was your India. India is not among one of the 61 countries that have signed the worldwide declaration calling the internet to remain open, free and neutral. Alright, so India was not among these countries. So question can be asked, how many countries have signed the declaration for the future of the internet? There are 61 countries. Next, which Indian company recently became the 100th unicorn startup? 100th unicorn startup from India reaching a valuation of 1 billion US dollar. It was your Open Financial Technologies. Alright, it became the 100th unicorn startup of India. Next, Arvind Krishna is the chairman and CEO of which company? Arvind Krishna, remember, was elected to the board of directors of Federal Reserve Bank of New York recently. I repeat, Arvind Krishna was, question can be asked that who has been elected to the board of directors of Federal Reserve Bank of New York. He is Arvind Krishna, and Arvind Krishna, remember, he is the current chairman and chief executive of which company? He is current chairman and chief executive officer, that is CEO of IBM, and he has been serving to the post of chairman and CEO of IBM since January 2021. Who authored the book Reporting India, My 70-Year Journey as Journalist? I repeat, Reporting India, My 70-Year Journey as Journalist was launched by Prem Prakash. It was launched by Prem Prakash. So who is the author? I repeat, not launched by, who is the author of this book? Reporting India, My 70-Year Journey as Journalist. It was authored by Prem Prakash. Alright. And this book, where was this released? This book was released in Kolkata, West Bengal. Next, if I ask you, tell me country of honor. India, remember, India will be country of honor where? At the Cannes Marche du Film in, that will be held in France. Alright, then who has won the World Food Prize? World Food Prize. Who won this World Food Prize for the year 2022? It was won by NASA's climate scientist. She is Cynthia Rosenwig. Climate scientist, she is Cynthia Rosenwig. Next, Kevin Anderson announced his retirement. Kevin Anderson is related to which sport? He is related to tennis. Kevin Anderson is related to tennis. Alright. Next. And one more thing. Question can be asked. He is from which country? Yes, this is important. He is from South Africa. So correct option is tennis. And one more thing. In Hyderabad too, where was this set up? It will be set up at Dr. Reddy's Institute of Life Sciences. And where is this? As we saw, this is in Hyderabad, Telangana. What was the objective of this India's first flow chemistry technology hub? It is to incorporate and promote efficient and sustainable technologies in the pharmaceutical sector. Then we are talking about India's first tribal health observatory. Where was this set up? India's first tribal health observatory. It was set up at Odisha. Alright, this will act as a repository of health related data of the tribal population of Odisha. Next, in CEPA, what does E stands for? Remember, CEPA between India and United Arab Emirates. It came into force on 1st of May 2022. Remember this date, this is important. When did the CEPA framework came into force between India and UAE? It came into force on 1st of May, which was signed on 18th of February. So what is CEPA stands for? CEPA is your Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. Here E stands for economic. This is the biggest bilateral trade pact between India and UAE that came into force on 1st of May 2022. Next question. Dash became the first public sector bank to go live on AA framework, that is your account aggregator framework. So which is the first bank that went live on the go live on the account aggregator framework? It is your Union Bank of India. Alright, Union Bank of India became the first public sector bank to go live on the account aggregator framework initiative that was of RBI. All right, it was launched to for what? It was launched to improve credit delivery. All right, next. Next, if I ask you, tell me, recently, first indigenous aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant, this was handed over to which force? It was handed to Indian Navy. I repeat, India's first indigenous aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant. It is an indigenous carrier, that is important. All right, and it has been handed over to which force? It has been handed over to Indian Navy. All right, next, if I ask you, recently two exercise was conducted by NATO. These two exercises are Defender Europe and Swift Response. These exercises were conducted by NATO. They began in Poland and 8 other countries. Apart from this, a cyber security exercise was also conducted by NATO in Estonia. G. Mahalingam, also known as Guru Murthy Mahalingam, he is the former full-time member of SEBI, and now there are 18 members. Remember, before this there were 17 members, and this headed SEBI by the chairperson Madhabi Puri Bak. I repeat, this 17 members, and it was headed by whom? This SMAC, that is your Secondary Market Advisory Committee, was earlier headed by whom? Madhabi Puri Bak. Who is she? She is the first female chairperson of SEBI. Next, the Olympic Council of Asia recently announced that the Dash Asian Games scheduled to be held in the Hangzhou, China in September 2022 was postponed. So remember, it was the 19th edition of Asian Games that was scheduled to be held in Hangzhou province of China in September 2022 are now postponed. And there, what are the reason? COVID-19 is the reason. Next, which company recently became the largest FMCG company in India by surpassing Hindustan Unilever Limited? So which is the company? It is your important question. Pay attention. This is your which company? It is Adani Wilmar Limited became the largest. It became the largest FMCG in India by surpassing the Hindustan Unilever Limited. All right. Next, name the scientist from NASA who recently received the World Food Prize 2022 for her research in the climate change and food production. She is, we just saw, Cynthia Rosenweg. She's a NASA scientist who received the World Food Prize for the year 2022, and she has received this in recognition of her modeling of the climate crisis impact on food production. That is, how climate is impacting our food production. This research was done by Cynthia Rosenweg, and for this research she has won the World Food Prize for the year 2022. Next, Dash became the India's first state to introduce a scheme named Jeev Hala to offer loans to prisoners. This Jeev Hala was launched by whom? It was launched by which state? It was launched by Maharashtra. This scheme is to provide loans to prisoners, personal loans to prisoners up to 5,000 to 1.5 lakh rupees. All right. Next, STRIPS. STRIPS stands for Separate Training and Registered Interest and Dash Securities. STRIPS, what is the full form of STRIPS? Separate Training and Registered Interest and Principal Securities. And Principal Securities. What is this STRIPS? STRIPS are the securities created by way of separating the cash flows associated with a regular GSET. Alright, that is semi-annual coupon payment and the final principal payment to be received from the issuer into separate securities. These are the essentially zero coupon bonds. These are the zero coupon bonds. Stripped securities represent future cash flows for the periodic interest and principal repayments of an underlying coupon bearing bond. Strips have zero reinvestment risk. Being zero coupon bonds, they can be attractive to retail as well as non-institutional investors. So what is the full form of strips? Separate trading of registered interest and principal of securities. Next, as per the National Statistical Office, the 13th periodic survey was released. 13th periodic labor force survey was released by NSO. It stated that the unemployment rate in India for the third quarter, that is from October to December, is how much percent? 8.7%. Highly important, I repeat. Recently, National Statistical Office released the 13th periodic labor force survey for the unemployment rate in India for third quarter, that is from October to December. It is 8.7%. Next, recently Indian Coast Guard has commissioned the second Air Squadron 845 with Dhruv Ultra Advanced Light Mk3 helicopter, that is Mark 3 helicopter. So this Dhruv Advanced Light Helicopter Mark 3 helicopters has been commissioned to which location? These helicopters has been commissioned to Kochi, Kerala by Indian Coast Guard, and this is the second Air Squadron 845 squadron equipped with Dhruv Advanced Light Helicopter Mark 13 helicopters. Then May 1 is observed as International Labour Day. 1st of May observed as Maharashtra and Gujarat Statehood Day also. 1st of May is also observed as World Laughter Day. 2nd May is observed as World Tuna Day. 3rd May is observed as World Press Freedom Day. 3rd May is also observed as World Asthma Day. 4th of May observed as International Firefighters Day as well as Coal Miners Day. 5th May observed as World Portuguese Language Day as well as World Hand Hygiene Day, and 6th of May observed as International No Diet Day. Moving on, who was recently appointed as the part-time chairman of City Union Bank for a period of 2 years? Who is he? He is N. Narayan. Next question, how many total seats are created in Jammu and Kashmir as per the Delimitation Commission? As per the Delimitation Commission, how many seats are created into Jammu and Kashmir now? A total of 90 seats has been created. Next, India is the world's second largest producer of wheat in the world after China. Important question. Alright, so friends, these were your questions. I hope you are satisfied with the content. If you want us to continue with such session, all you have to do is comment below and we'll be providing you with more such interesting sessions. Also, if you have any trouble regarding login or payment or any other issues, then you can reach to us on our mail, that is support@affairscloud.com, or you can call us on the number 9677333862 and we'll resolve your issue as soon as possible. Also, you should go and check our courses that are available at a very reasonable price and that will help you to boost your preparation.